more thing about the initial response. I think that the most frustrating thing for me actually in the initial response was to see the factual errors that were reported, like the one report that there were no black or African American artists working on these books, and then no black artists going to be working on any of the launches, which was just flat out wrong. And all of that got ratified in social media. Artist Afua Richardson, who did one of the hip hop variants, X-Men,
one of our favorites,
was joking me the other day about how a few weeks ago, the day that her cover dropped, someone was talking to her about, did you hear none of the artists on these covers are black? And she's like, well,
my cover just dropped.
First of all, you're wrong, and my cover's dropping in 2 hours. So I think it's disappointing to me to see how social media latches onto this and how the comic book press really didn't do its work, didn't do its homework, didn't do its journalism.
You know, in this day and age where I know Marvel released things through Forbes or through different outlets, you know, you get that social media backlash. How has it been where when this was going on, you kind of had to sit on your hands because you can't let the cat out of the bag before, you know, you have a plan in place?
We were not going to allow people who are spreading misinformation cause us to announce stuff before we were ready to announce it. Ta-Nehisi Coates, we've been working on this for a year. David Walker and I spoke a year ago about this. We've been pulling it together for the right artist and the right time. You don't land Ta-Nehisi Coates in 2 months. The short of it is that this is very important to us. It's very important to me. You know, I'm Hispanic. My mom is white European. My dad's Mexican. My wife is Korean. So when you're married to a Korean woman, you're part Korean. So I'm a third white European. I'm a third Hispanic. I'm a third Korean. This is in my blood. I want diversity. I think it's a good thing.
Definitely. Now, we kind of skimmed over it earlier, and you just mentioned it. And this is, to fanbros especially, and to Howard University especially, some of the biggest news ever. Ta-Nehisi Coates is writing Black Panther. Thank you, first of all. And how do you feel, and how's the reaction been? I mean, like you say, you've been working on this for a year and keeping it under wraps.
Yeah, I mean, how it came about is the first contact that Ta-Nehisi had with us was with Sana Amanat, when she was doing a TED Talk. And I believe he interviewed her. And had initial conversations, and we talked. And we were aware that he was a big comic book fan. We were aware that he was writing to one of the most crucial issues of our day right now, race, in a way that no one else is. No one is writing about the issue the way that Ta-Nehisi is right now. So it was very important to us. But how often do you find somebody who is as topical as Ta-Nehisi, as powerful a writer? His prose, it just carries you on its back. You know, Between the World and Me is just the most powerful, majestically written book I've ever read. And then he's a full-blown comic nerd as well. I mean, that's a hat trick right there. You know, so we're very thrilled. And let me tell you, his outline for the first year is an amazing story, and his first script is in, and it's gold.
Okay, because as soon as he was announced, I hit him on Facebook, like, congratulations, and you got to come back on Fanbro Show. And he was like, I'll come back when I'm not sucking anymore. And I'm like, come on, bro, you're not going to suck. But
He's humble, man.
He really is.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to hear that you say it's gold, so we're good money.
Brian still freeze.
Yeah, Ta-Nehisi, you're coming back on Fanbro Show.
Yeah, we lured Brian out of semi-retirement. You know,
Project.
You're pulling a lot of big moves right now, Axel.
Brian sees it as a once-in-a-lifetime chance. It's an important book. It's a fun book. And let me say, this is not a political tract. This is going to be a fun, fantastic adventure. There's no spoiler here, but it's about a revolution in Wakanda. And T'Challa's going to have to figure out if being the same old Black Panther is going to save the day. And it's going to reposition him in the Marvel Universe in a big way. It's a fun, widescreen epic. It's going to be a lot of fun, people.
Speaking of which, in the latest issue of Secret Wars that's currently out, there's a lot of big things happening with Black Panther, and with the book coming out, is he going to be a much more prominent player over the next, with his movie coming as well in the next few years?
Well, he's not going to die in Secret Wars. You know that much. Yeah, He's a very important character in the Marvel Universe moving forward. T'Challa. I said on many occasions, no lie, T'Challa was my first favorite superhero as a little boy. He has the coolest costume in comics, right? Head to toe black. He's got no superpowers. He's just fast, strong, and smart. And I remember being mildly disappointed when he peeled back the mask and he wasn't Mexican. I'm like, what? And I think that's beautiful because it speaks to how universal he is, you know?